Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Courtside Soundoff podcast. Once again, I'm Josh Evanoff. Welcome, as always, by the one and only Angel Ortega. A lot of stuff to talk about this week. Obviously, we got UFC Vegas 48, UFC Vegas 49, Bellator 274, Bellator 275. As always, feel free to go ahead and go to RogueEnergy.com. Use code SOUNDOFF at checkout for 10% off of your order. At this point, well established as a sponsor. Great friend of the show. RogueEnergy.com, code SOUNDOFF. If you guys want to go and get 10% off. Last Saturday night for the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada, the main event of UFC Vegas 48. Jamal Hill knocking out Johnny Walker. Man, he hit him so hard. He literally did a Looney Tunes animation, bro. Like, he put his hands up in the air and he went down hard. And, look, dude, Jamal Hill, obviously he did have the one fight against Paul Craig, did not go his way. But outside of that, he's unbeaten inside the UFC. He's now rebounded since Paul Craig lost with back-to-back knockouts against Jimmy Crute and Johnny Walker, both very respected guys in their own right. What do you think about Jamal Hill getting the job done on Saturday? What do you view him as a prospect moving forward in this light heavyweight division?
I mean, I was in shock, man. I didn't think it would end in the first round for one. I thought it was going to be, I thought it would be a late finish for either guy. I had to pick Johnny Walker. I felt pretty confident with that. I had a lot of faith in Johnny Walker going into this fight. I obviously knew how good Jamal Hill was, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know if he's at that level yet. You know, that was my big thing. I was like, is he at this level yet? And I'm like, is Johnny Walker finally going to come around in this fight? Is he going to get his shit together? Is he going to give us that finish that we've been craving and wanting? And we did get a finish. It was just on him. You know, it wasn't on his opponent. And, well, with that, man, Jamal Hill jumps into the top 10, and I'm impressed, man. But at the same time, I still need to see a little bit more. You know, we need to see what his level's at. Is there potential there? 100%. But from here on out, it's, you know, a lot of multi-dimensional fighters, a lot of talent, and honestly, since John Jones has left the 205 division, I mean, there's been a lot of talent coming up, Josh, and a lot of good guys showing their abilities and capabilities in this division. And I'm curious to see if Jamal Hill is one of those guys who can take that next step and be like, okay, I am a guy who can be championship caliber one day. I don't know that yet, but I think that's where we're going to be finding out here in his next 2-3 fights.
For sure. And I think that Paul Craig fight is one that I feel like kind of really tainted him for a time, you know. Paul Craig's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. We kind of know his level. You know, he's 34. He's had some, you know, ups and some downs. He's on a great winning streak now, but, you know, he is really rebounded. And if there's a way to make people forget your loss, like, he did everything and more to have people just forget that he even lost to Paul Craig. Annihilated Jimmy Crute, and now he's annihilated Johnny Walker. How far is he going to go in the division? I don't know, because the thing is, he is 30, but he's improving rapidly. At least it appears so. Like, even just from coming into the UFC, or whenever he even showed up in the Contender Series, he's improved so much to the point where it's like, he's just annihilating these dudes. We'll see what happens to them in the future. I do think he has a very bright future in the UFC, but, you know, it all depends. We're just going to have to go ahead and see how it goes. I think that he's got a lot of potential, man. I'm very intrigued to see where he goes from here because, you know, you take away that Paul Craig fight, he's looked dominant, just like every single fight, and he's only getting better, which is the most important part. As much as people like to shit on Johnny Walker, dude, I mean, Johnny Walker's never been annihilated like that. Like, yeah, he lost to Corey Anderson, but even then, Corey didn't put him out cold. He lost to Krylov, which is a decision. He lost a super close fight to Santos. But Jamal Hill just went in there and knocked him the fuck out. Like, it was a light work for him. So we're gonna go and see what happens moving forward. I thought that was just a tremendous performance, though. Co-main events, you know, we thought going in was kind of a weird one. Seemed like a fight for Kyle Dawkins to kind of go ahead and get a nice win. And he did. Catch weight about 195. Performance of the night, he submits him in the final second of the round with a Darce choke. What do you think about Kyle Dawkins picking up the win?
I mean, Josh, I called it. I called the submission. I called it in the second round. It wasn't in the second round. It was in the first round. So, you know, he beat me. But, hey, man, it is what it is. I called it. I knew it would be a submission finish, too. I'm very happy about this pick because it had been a while since I'd given an exact prediction. And, I mean, it wasn't perfect. I was a round off, but it And it's crazy, man, because he, honestly, if he can't get his arm out of there, he probably makes it into the next round. It's pretty wild. And it was in deep, man. Obviously, we understand why he tapped. Nothing wrong with that, right? He's just being smart. But I mean, good performance out of him, man. We know his talent on the ground. We need to keep seeing him grow. He looked really good in that fight. I think there's still a lot of potential for him. What his level is, I don't know, man. I think he could be a ranked guy at some point, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know yet. I don't know. I think he's still a big question mark. He's a young talent, though.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I feel like obviously he's been overshadowed a bit by his brother, but still he's good, man. Only 28 years old. Only lost in UFC to Brendan Allen and Phil Hawes, and this is a light work for him. Obviously, did you see the reason why Jamie Pickett tapped? He kind of gave like an explanation.
I remember hearing the reason. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head.
Whenever the choke got sunk in, he had his tongue between his teeth. So he felt like he was about to have like his tongue bit off.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, same thing happened to Jim Miller a couple of years ago when he fought Nate Diaz. So
it's
scary. A rough position. It's a rough position to be in. So I saw some people giving him shit for that. Maybe don't go ahead and do that. There's no shame in tapping. Regardless, man.
You know all these guys on the internet about to be like, I black out before I tap out, though, Josh.
Oh yeah, like that one dude who's talking to Joe Rogan. Like that. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, there's no shame in tapping. I feel like
all these white belts, Josh, who are taking their first class are gonna call him bid.
Dude, what do you mean? These dudes, I feel like most people saying that never ever done any sort of grappling. They've never done anything.
They're probably part of the Gracie online, whatever. What is it called, Josh?
Gracie University, Angel. Gracie University.
They're probably the Gracie University online class of jiu-jitsu.
Angel, I'm a blue belt under Gracie University. All right, I'll tap you out, bro. I'll tap you out.
You didn't tap Nate out.
Oh, in my defense, I did not. He's so much longer than I thought he was.
Josh is like, it was no gi. I wasn't.
It was no gi. I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming.
I need a rematch.
In gi.
In gi. All right. Kickboxing rules, okay? Regardless, though. Yeah, dude, shout out Kyle Dawkins getting a nice win. This card, bit of a weird one, structurally wise, but what are some of the other cards you're looking to talk about down the ballot?
I mean, Josh, we got to highlight the man who wants to make it to UFC 300, Jim Miller. He does it again, Josh. I picked him on my MMA verdict, by the way. I picked a submission. I didn't have him by finish, but just to say exactly what I had. But I picked it in the second round. I was right about the second round. I just wasn't right about how it would end. Josh, I mean, they're really matching him up well against these kind of like young guys who need a tough fighter who's on the older end, but is not an easy fight by any means. Like, they are really giving him these proper matches to keep him around and entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, Nicholas Mata some of these guys are like prospects, and some of them are. Like, for example, whenever you see like Arlovsky fighting guys, half of the time they're prospects and half the time they're just guys that they need to give a fight to. For example, Eric Gonzalez was not a prospect by any means. He's 30. So whenever Miller knocked him out, I was like, oh, that was very surprising. Nicholas Mata is a legit prospect. He had a nice run in CFFC. He's 12-3 coming in. I think he's like 28, I think. So he was a legitimate prospect. And Jim Miller made light work of him, dude. Knocked him the fuck out. So, I mean, look, man, full props to Jim Miller. I've said before, I do think he's going to make it, dude. Make it to UFC 300. He's 38 years old, but the way that he's fighting, and he's still fighting at a pretty damn good level, I mean, I expect him to make it. In his next fight, he wants to fight the winner of Joe Lozon and Cowboy Cerrone. So either that'd be a rematch with Cowboy or trilogy against Joe. So I love that matchmaking. Maybe throw him an old veteran after fighting a prospect. I like that matchup. But I feel like there's kind of like a big story that we got to talk about coming out of this one. And obviously, Jamal Hood got a nice win. Kyle Dawkins got a nice win. Jim Miller. Dale Brown of Dust is an undefeated MMA coach.
Detroit Urban Survival Training, Josh, coming your way.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. Champ shit only. He's in the corner of Joaquin Buckley. They announced it during fight week that he was going to be in the corner, and he defeats Abdulrazak Al-Hassan. The battle of two of the greatest knockout artists in the UFC goes to a split decision. First of all, jokes aside, did you have Joaquin Buckley winning that?
No.
You didn't?
No, I did not. I thought Hassan won the last round.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah,
I'm on
the...
Still a banger, though. Still a banger. I can't be...
It was a banger, but I felt bad. I didn't feel bad.
Yes, you did.
That was a rough. I mean, I don't have any issue with Buckley winning it, but I did have Hassan winning it. But yeah.
I mean, look, the only reason I wasn't mad, Josh, is because those guys fought their fucking asses off. Because at the end of that, when the camera pans out and it's overhead and those two guys are laying side by side, gassed the fuck out. And granted, it's not because of their conditioning. It's just, and to an extent it is because of their body types, because they're both really muscular dudes. And especially Hassan, dude. I mean, he's a beefcake, dude. And they're here just laying down in complete and fucking utter exhaustion. That is two guys who gave it their fucking all.
He's a beefcake, dude. I thought that was like great analysis. Yeah, I mean, overall, I was shocked this did not win Fight of the Night, honestly.
What got Fight of the Night?
Nobody. They didn't give out a Fight of the Night.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That is bullshit. I hope
that or another fight that I'll mention in a second.
Yeah, I hope Al Hassan does not get released after this.
No, he shouldn't.
Yeah, he's lost 4 of his last 5, but
fuck.
Dude's had a rough ride.
Hey man, is Sam Alvey still around? Al Hassan can still be around.
That's actually really good matchmaking.
Oh, they could do that, couldn't they? Holy shit, you're right, at 185. I forgot Sam cuts down. Damn, it's a hard fight for Sam, though.
That'd be a tough one.
Josh, but the real story, Josh, is not that. The real story, I'm going to give it to you right now, Josh. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead.
The real story is David Onama coming in on short notice, making weight, and knocking out Gabriel Benitez, Josh, in the first round after being hurt. Josh, this man got a fight of the night. I think it wasn't a fight of the night bonus, but I think it was
performance of the night.
Performance of the night. He got 30% of Benitez's purse, plus his fighter pay. Easy fucking money, dude.
Easy fucking money.
First fighter representing Uganda in the UFC, I believe. At a Glory's very own. Shout out James Krause.
Yeah, shout out David Onama, dude. That was a nice performance. Gabriel Benitez is no punk, and he got blasted out of there.
He did miss weight, though, so.
He did miss weight, so it's hard to feel bad for him. Anyways, so, dude, that was your highlight. I gotta go and give mine, you know? There's a lot of stories to go around. 36-year-old Parker Porter is on a 3-fight winning streak in the UFC. 36. He was fucking 35 years old when he got signed. He was about as low of at one point he was 5-4. He's now 12-6. Look, he's only fought on fight nights. He's not. I mean, he did fight on a pay-per-view, but that was like a pandemic pay-per-view, so he still fought at the Apex. Every single fight he's had has been at the Apex. And this dude is just, it's such it's like a stupid story, but I love it, dude. I really do. Just watching this dude who nobody expected to make a big show, and he's just putting a nice little win together, dude. He's putting a nice little win streak together. His only loss was to, prospect that I can't remember. It was Chris Dawkins back. Yeah, Dawkins. So, yeah, man, full props, dude.
That was a banger too.
It was a banger. So yeah, and I mean, look, dude, I love his story. I really do. I mean, to be this age and putting together a nice run, whenever nobody expected. I mean, dude. Like, he was a regional guy that just got picked up. Like, and during that pandemic era, they're pretty much signing anybody. A lot of dudes washed out. He's not a guy that's washed out. He debuted on 9 days' notice because they just needed a body. 3-fight winning streak. Like, I love to see it, dude. I really do love to see it. Down the card, I think there's a whole lot to talk about. Shout out Chaz Skelly. I believe this was his retirement fight. He may have said it was going to be. He said he's thinking about it. He knocked out Mark Striegel, and he also knocked out, what's his name? Keith Peterson.
I saw that shit, dude. That shit was terrifying.
Yeah, it was rough, man.
I was like, damn, that is he went out, bro. He went out.
Yeah, it was rough, dude. It was real rough. Shout out him though, getting a nice win. Down the card, my girl Diana Belbita did lose. Thought she won that one, but Gloria DePaul picking up a nice win. Stephanie Egger upsetting Jessica Rose Clark via armbar. Didn't see that one coming. You know, it was an alright fight night. I'm personally way more excited for the one this weekend, though. UFC Vegas 49 from the UFC Apex. Once again, Las Vegas, Nevada. You guys know the deal. Islam Makhachev taking on Bobby King Green. Obviously, we kind of talked about this one a little bit last week, or it could have been the week before. Obviously, Bobby Green took this fight on 10 days' notice. He fought earlier this month, and he's going to be making the trip to the Octagon once again. His first ever UFC main event. He has not main evented a card since his days back in King of the Cage. And it's going to be a 160-pound catchweight bout. A lot of people have kind of given Bobby Green more of a chance compared to how they were talking about the Beneil Dariush fight. I've seen some people saying, like, you know what, dude? You never know. What do you think about this main event? Do you give Bobby Green any chance in Saturday night's main event?
Look, I'm going to get into it here real quick and in a second. But look, for Bobby Green, Josh, this is absolutely the best case scenario he could be having at this moment of his career, right? It's the highest reward for the smallest of risk. You know what I mean? He gets the opportunity to come in last second, make weight, doesn't have to cut down to 155, gets spared 5 pounds, right? 1 pound over if he weighs in at 161. And he is put in a position where if he wins this fight, Josh, dude, we're looking at a potential Bobby Green, you know, getting a chance at a title after that, you know? Like, not right after that, but, you know, maybe a fight or two after, right?
No, I think if he wins this one, he gets it's a title. It was a title eliminator bout before. Is.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to look at the way the division's going. So who knows?
Okay. Respect. No, I'll respect that too. No, I'll agree with that. Fuck it. And yeah, no, literally, like best case scenario for a guy at this point in his career, right? Literally the best case scenario. He wasn't gonna break in the top 15 anytime real soon. Let's be honest, Josh, right? Like, it's just a fact. If he did, it was probably gonna take 3 fights, in my opinion. Maybe 2 with good luck, if I'm being honest. Just with the way how much talent there is, how much guys, with the guys that are outside of top 15 who are also on their way up, like, it was gonna be hard. And obviously with a lot of shifts coming in and a lot of these guys being scheduled to fight, he was gonna be in a tough position to be in the top 5 anytime soon. You know what I mean? So literally, it's beyond amazing for him. He finds himself here. Does he get it done, Josh? I don't think he does, which is just a fact. Let's be honest. I think on the feet, maybe he'll give some trouble. Maybe there'll be a few looks, but he's not going to go out. I think, you know something, a lot of people are saying submission. Josh, I wouldn't be surprised if Islam finished it on the feet. I'm going to be honest with you. It's more likely to finish on the ground, but I'm just saying maybe like a head kick or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened like that. Am I calling it? No, I'm not going to call it, but I'm just saying it wouldn't be something that'd be out of the norm. I think it's a potential option.
Yeah, I think I can see that happening. Here's the way I see this going. They are. I understand all the hype for Bobby Green. I could not be happier for this dude. I've been a fan of Bobby King Green for a long time. I remember, like, all the way back in the day, him fighting Dustin Poirier, because they had a lot of beef going into the fight at 199. He was talking mad shit, and he got knocked out, like, badly, but I still thought, damn, like, that's a fun guy, you know, because I wasn't super into MMA at that point. I became a fan, you know, and seeing him all these years later, he's 35, finally getting his first UFC main event, you'd love to see it. And I do see people that are like, you know what, maybe Bobby Green can pull off a win, you know? He's kind of one of the pandemic stars. I kind of put it like he put on a lot of fights at the Apex that were absolute bangers. He was always talking shit. Whenever Bobby Green, Angel, you know, whenever the pandemic was going on at the Apex, whenever you saw Bobby Green fighting the card, like, oh shit, hell yeah, dude. Bobby Green comes to fight. You're gonna hear him talking shit. It was an experience, dude. So I love that he's getting his main event. However, this is not a dumb camp. You remember whenever Ali Quinta fought Habib, and there were some people like, oh, maybe Al can do it. You know, he's got power. You know, maybe I could see him landing something. Yada yada yada. You know what they did? They immediately took him down. They were not fucking around. Like, this is not a dumb camp. You know. I see him going out. I see him immediately taking Bobby Green down. I mean, Bobby Green's an underrated defensive wrestler. But he's not, like, I don't know, like, he's not some insane guy. You know what I mean? When it comes to, like, his stats as far as, granted, he hasn't faced a wrestler in a long time, so maybe I'm just, like, you know. Regardless, his takedown defense is 72%, but regardless, he's not facing, you know, fucking Thiago Moises. You know, he's facing an absolute beast. So I'm expecting him to get taken down. I think he's probably going to make it a couple rounds, but I am expecting Islam Makhachev to get a late finish in this one. I do like the main event, though. I'm very happy for Bobby Green, and the winner of this, I think, should get a title shot. I'll be honest, and it sounds fucked up to say, I do rate, like, I do give him a better shot than I gave Beneil Dariush, which sucks. But just, like, style-wise, I love Benny. He's not going to land that big knockout punch. I really didn't think he was going to. But regardless, we'll see what happens. Co-main event is I don't want to say a rough one, but a weird one, you know. Misha Cirkunov, been in the UFC for, a while now, 7-8 years. Moved down to middleweight last time out, taking on Krzysztof Jotko. He lost via split decision, but, you know, shit happens. Taking on Wellington Turman, who, you know, he's alright. You know, he's 2-3 in the UFC, I believe. Last fight was a split decision win over Sam Alvey, which I thought he lost. He had like 2 points deducted because he kept on poking Sam in the eye, but regardless, you know, weird co-main event, but who do you got in this one, my man?
You know, I had a lot of hope for Misha Cirkunov. I think he was back it must have been after the Jimmy Mccourt win in 2019. I thought he was going to really start piling in the wins. He gets a good put against Ryan Spann. I don't think I picked Ryan Spann in that. Actually, I think I might have picked against Ryan Spann at the time. Look, for what it's worth, Misha Cirkunov's never lost to a bad fighter, in my opinion. Because all his losses are literally guys who are in the top, I think, 10 outside of Ryan Spann and Krzysztof Jotko in their respective, well, not anymore for Johnny Walker, but Glover Teixeira, Volkan Ozdemir, Ryan Spann, Krzysztof Jotko. I mean, these are all guys who are like right up there in their designated weight classes, right? Like no bad fighter, and he has good wins over guys like Patrick Cummings, Jimmy Crute, Nikita Krylov, you know, some you know, more notable names, Kutalaba, you know. I don't think he's gonna lose to a guy like Wellington Turman, who goes to a split decision against Sam Alvey. You know what I mean? Granted, though, the split decision was because of the pokes, but still.
Yeah, I mean, I still like Misha Cirkunov. At one point, I thought he was one of the brighter prospects at 205, which kind of says a lot about like how the division was back in the day. But and then that was all before Volkan booped him. That's what I called it. I'm not sure if you remember that knockout. Just look, I mean, that's really what it was. It was like a boot punch. It looked like it barely hit him, and he went out cold. Just because it was like on the ear and it was like a weird angle and shit, it looked funny. But yeah, dude, he's 34 now. I'm just gonna go and say it. I think he's gonna beat Wellington Turman. I'm not really worried. I think this is kind of a weird matchup because it's, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Wellington pulled it off, but I feel like this is kind of like a guy that, like, he's 25. I think we kind of know his level. He's 25, and I generally give a lot of guys like a lot of time whenever they're that young, but like he's shown no real. Like, dude, I mean, Sam Alvey in 2022, you should not be going to a split decision with, and I thought he lost that one. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I'm sure they're on the same page.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, regardless, man. Moving on down the card, you know, there's a lot of stuff we can go and point out. We'll just go and take it to the real co-main event. The only reason why I'm pretty sure this one's not the co-main event is because Joel Alvarez might miss weight.
There's factors into that, though. There's factors into that.
For sure. But two of the greatest prospects at lightweight. In fact, I'd say the two greatest at lightweight. Alvarez is 28. Arman Sarukian is 25. Arman's ranked number 13. Joel Alvarez was taken out of the rankings, but, you know, he used to be ranked at 15. Dude, these two guys are fucking gamers, dude. I've been on the Arman Sarukian trade for a long time, ever since he fought Makhachev on like 2 weeks' notice. Nearly beat him. Fight of the night. And, dude, I love both these guys. And I hate them fighting each other, but I get why they're doing it. I get why they're doing it for sure.
It has to happen, Josh.
It does. And it's going to be the best fight of the weekend by far, at least in my opinion. Go ahead and give me your thoughts on this match.
You might be wrong, because there's another one on this card that I think could be it.
Well, what one could you give? Which one could you see giving it a run for his money?
Oh, Ignacio Bahamondes versus my boys Drew Wrong, dude. Both young, 155 prospects as well. Not ranked, not as high as these guys yet, but could be one day.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know,
I can see that.
We'll rally back. Man, Josh, I'm so excited for this bout. I mean, Joel Alvarez, dude, fucking 6'3", fights at 155, chops off a leg, to make 155 from Spain with a very crafty jiu-jitsu game for being such a tall guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Very hard on the ground. Dangerous in the close range. Great elbows. Only loss is Damir Azamagulov, which another guy at this division who's just a fucking killer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's a very talented individual. Hopefully he makes weight. That's been an issue recently, but I think that's because it was during the pandemic, flights and shit. I don't know if he fought on the island. Might be wrong. Regardless, though, there is some factors there. Yeah, because that was he fought on one of the Khabib and Gaethje cards. And, the other ones are in the 8. So, there's factors, right? We're not gonna, maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully this time around, though, he makes weight and he's able to give a good performance. Both these guys are. Because honestly, I mean, Josh, I really want to see the best out of these two guys in this fight. Because I want to see who that clear number one prospect is on the way up after this fight.
Mm. Yeah, and I'll give you credit. I think the Zhu Rong fight could give it a run for its money, but you know my opinions on Arman Tsarukyan and Joel Alvarez. I think those two guys are absolute fucking gamers, dude. I'm so hyped for that matchup. But dude,
there's a reason they're fighting. There's a reason they're fighting. There's a reason they're ranked and why they're above on the card than and the other guys are coming up. I mean, I think Zhu Rong's like 20, 21. Ignacio's like what, 23, 24, maybe 25, 24. Yeah. So and there's not like a crazy age difference because Arman's real young too, and Joel's only like 28. So
yeah.
But still, they are. Both those matchups are at very different points in their careers.
True. Very different places. As far as the rest of this card goes, man, there's a couple of other fights I am a big fan of. Ji Yeon Kim taking on Priscilla Cachoeira. I'm surprised Cachoeira is getting another run. I'm going to be honest, dude. I was a fan of her, actually, before the whole, attempted lobotomy on fucking Jillian Robertson, dude. Like, she stuck, did you see that eye poke?
I did.
Yeah, fucking eye poked the shit out of that poor girl, dude. So I'm surprised she's getting another run. I mean, at least her fights are somewhat entertaining. She always comes to swing and bang, and so does Ji Yeon Kim, but I don't know, man. I'm not sure how I feel about her coming back. Terence Mckinney taking on Fares Ziem. Terence Mckinney, obviously owner of the fastest lightweight knockout in history, back last year in something like 7 seconds against Matt Frevola. So that was a nice knockout. And he obviously has a crazy story. Obviously, I want to say he overdosed and died at one point, or I don't remember the exact story. He got arrested and freaked out. Yeah, regardless, very inspirational story, and he's coming back. Very fun prospect. Still pretty young, if I remember correctly. Jinyu Fry, former Invicta champion, taking on Hannah Goldie, Angel's favorite fighter. That should be a fun one, down at women's strawweight. And then kind of the last one I'm going to go and give you some shine to. I'm not sure you pronounce this kid's name. Ramez Bramaj, I think. We'll roll with it. Taking on Michael Gilmore. Should Michael Gilmore be in the UFC? Probably not. Probably not, He's 6-4. He's lost his last two via just brutal fashion. But if you guys remember correctly, which I'm sure you guys didn't, because I doubt anybody actually watched the fucking Ultimate Fighter. I'm pretty sure all the viewership came from me and Angel. He came in on the show on short notice. He left his job to go to the show. He lost badly to Gilbert Urbina. And then he fought Andre Petrosky, who was kind of viewed as kind of one of the top guys on that show. Great prospect. He got annihilated, so he's still getting another shot. I'm assuming they signed to a 3-fight deal, so maybe even get another one after this. It's going to be a tough fight for him, but dude, I'm happy he's in the show. I'm happy he's in the big show. I'm happy he's in the UFC. Is there any other fights you kind of want to touch on, give your thoughts on?
I mean, I got to call out Mini Tyson, bro. Josie Nunes, bro. Last time out, dude. I don't know if you remember the fight, but she fought Bay Malecki, and she put Bay Malecki out, bro. Which, I'm pretty sure Bay Malecki came out of, and I think she's having some health shit going on. I might be wrong. It might be a different person. But, yeah, dude, you saw her, dude. She's 5'2". She fights at bantamweight, and she's a fucking killer, dude. She's put a lot of people out. Her only loss is to one Talia Santos back in 2013, Josh. Believe it or not.
Damn.
She's 8-1 right now. She has her opponent's coming in on short notice. She was supposed to fight someone else, some other person making their debut in the UFC. Yeah, good luck to her opponent. They're fighting at 145, obviously, because of the opponent change. This bout was originally scheduled 135, but we got to change. And there's one more person I want to highlight, dude. Opening up the card, Victor Altamirano. He came off the Contender Series, man. He had a fight that went to the split decision that a lot of people thought he lost. But it was a really close fight. They thought his opponent should have won and should have got signed. In the end, they both got signed, so it didn't matter. But now he's going to be fighting the UFC. He seems like a well-rounded guy. He's a southpaw. He's a tough kid. No, definitely, Josh, turn on as soon as the card starts, get on and watch that shit, man. You're going to like him.
For sure, I will. Yeah, dude, nice shout with Jordan Nunes. She looked like a fucking beast last time. Actually did not know that was like her one loss, so yeah, you did some fucking nice ass features. You came to play this week, Angel. Full props.
Dude, I come to fucking play every week, Josh. Like I told you, Josh, we'd be talking about KSW and fucking Titan FC if I would be able to do this all the time.
I love it, dude. I love it. So might as well keep your cap on because we're gonna be talking about some Bellator. Bellator last week and Bellator this week. Obviously, a lot bigger of a card this week than last week. But we're probably still got to go ahead and hit the recap. Bellator 274 for the Mohegan Sun Arena in Untitled, Connecticut. Last Saturday night, obviously. Logan Storley, Neiman Gracie, very close fight. Logan Storley defeating Neiman Gracie via unanimous decision. 48-47, 50-45, 59, 48-47, 50-45, 49-46 were the scorecards. Logan Storley kind of continuing his path in this division as being like the only guy who's given Yaroslav Amosov any problems, and he keeps on taking down some of these, top contenders like himself, now ranked at number 4 in the welterweight division. What are your thoughts on his win? What are your thoughts about what might be next for him in the 170-pound division?
I mean, he's not far from getting back in that title shot picture. I mean, he's right there. He can definitely get there. Like I told you, Josh, I did end up missing this one. I did get to see like bits and glimpses, but I didn't get to watch the whole fight in its entirety. But I heard he had a lot of success in the stand-up, which I was surprised about. Mm-hmm. I thought that was not going to be the case. I actually thought Neiman was going to be the better one in the stand-up. Credit to Logan, man. I mean, definitely got to keep evolving. After his, people give him shit about that performance against Dante Shiro, but dude, you got to give Dante Shiro some credit too. Dante Shiro was one tough son of a bitch, man. He did not give up in that fight. Like he might be 8-3. You might not know him. Regardless, you got to give credit to the opponent too, because just because you doesn't know him doesn't mean he doesn't have a good chance of being a high level guy. Yes, he had some losses coming in before that, but he was on a 2-fight winning streak they came by finish leading into that fight. So I think people look too much into that Dante Shiro fight. Sometimes you have those guys who, for some reason, they give you a little bit more of a difficult time, even though you're maybe a higher level guy than them, or a little difficult. I mean, shit. Mayweather said that his toughest fight was against what's his name?
Emmanuel Augustus.
Emmanuel Augustus. I was gonna say Augustus. Yes, I was gonna say Augustus to burn. Wrong guy. But you know what I mean. There's always those guys who can give you some trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. And that's the case for every single great fighter has that one guy that for whatever reason they just give him problems. I have a theory, still waiting to see, what happens with the Masvidal fight. I really do think that Colby Covington might be that guy for Kamaru Usman. That's going to be controversial because everybody thinks that Colby's fucking pound for pound number 4, whatever the fuck, because he had 2 close fights with him, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, man, that's the same case for a lot of great fighters. So I'm on the same page as you. I didn't take a whole lot away from that one. And this Neiman Gracie fight just showed why you shouldn't take a whole lot away from it. Neiman Gracie is a gamer, dude. He's been in Bellator for a long time now. He just recently re-upped his contract, I believe, with them. He's coming off a nice win, and he, I thought some of the scorecards a little bit wonky. I don't remember what exactly I had it. I know it wasn't 55. I think I had a 48-47 or something along those lines. But yeah, dude, some of the scorecards a little bit wacky, but overall, it was a great fight, dude. I was surprised that he went ahead and had as much success in the stand-up as he did, but dude, great fight by Storley. I still want to see him versus Amosov somewhere down the line. I want to see a rematch with 5 rounds. I'd be very, very excited to see that, but obviously Yaroslav Amosov has some business to take care of. He's gonna have to go ahead and fight Michael Page, Bellator London, which by the way, have you seen that card? What's it looking up to be?
No, is it looking fucking good?
Holy shit, dude. It's looking like it's gonna be, it's Bellator's version of a Bellator 200 card. I'm just gonna go ahead and run it down to you right now. Yaroslav Amosov versus Michael Page, Douglas Lima versus Jason Jackson, Lyoto Machida versus Fabian Edwards, Denise Steelholz versus Kana Watanabe, Daniel Weichel versus Rob Whiteford, Paul Daly versus Andrei Korshkov. Yeah, I mean, it's looking like a fucking phenomenal card. I've heard there's going to be other fights that are going to be added to it too as well.
That's a banger. That's actually crazy, and they're only going to add more to it. It can only get better, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's going to be Paul Daly's final fight, you know. And speaking of Andrei Korshkov, he's in the co-main event here, defeating Chance Rakaucha via spinning body kick, 38 seconds.
Spinning body cock. Holy fuck, Josh! I've never heard of that maneuver.
God damn it.
I had to call you.
Body cock. 38 seconds in. He finished him and now added to the Bellator London card. However, what I was going to ask, and I mixed up my words, Angel, did you see the injuries that Chance Rakaucha had?
Oh yeah, he broke multiple ribs, right?
He broke like 4 ribs and something else. Did
it puncture his lung too?
I think it was 4 broken ribs and a punctured lung.
Yeah, no, that's fucking terrifying. You know, on ESPN, the highlight was Jamal Hill knocking out Johnny Walker. It really should have been Andrei Korshkov putting out homeboy. Like, it was, that was sickening, dude. I saw that replay and I was like, holy shit, that is bad. You know how you look at something sometimes? You're like, yeah, that's bad. That was bad. That was my reaction against that. Or to that.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking rough. It was like, that much that was like, you remember whenever Jamal Hill knocked out I literally just forgot the kid's name, the Australian kid, Jimmy Crute, in like 35 seconds, and we were like, holy shit, the damage that came out of that. Like, he broke his orbital and broke like tons of shit in his face. Yeah. This is like the body version of that. Like, this is the Bellator version.
Yeah, you're not even wrong. Might be worse, honestly, to an extent.
Arguably, yeah, dude. Shout out Andrei Korshkov, still a monster. I could not believe he was only ranked number 9 going into that fight.
Hey man, he's another guy that we can't sleep on. He could find himself in a title position too, or title contending position too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see it happening, dude. I can see it happening. He's fucking phenomenal. I expect him to fight his way back to the title at some point. Former Bellator welterweight champion. Last time he fought for the title was he hasn't fought for it since he actually lost it. That's surprising to me. When he lost it to Lima back in 2016. So we'll see what happens. He's younger than you expect. He's 31. He's an old 31 though, but still clearly at the top of his game. Yeah, dude, him versus Paul Daly is gonna be a banger. That's Femtex's final fight. So what a fucking way to go out, dude. No better retirement fight than that one. Yeah, as far as the rest of the card goes, what are some of the other fights you want to go and highlight?
Let me scroll down. Let me see what I got going on here. I heard some crazy shit that happened on the card with the retirement, that Bobby King fight. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not know about this.
Off the top of my head, I'm going to give like a very crappy version of this, but essentially, I don't know if there was an eye poke or there was some sort of something that caused the fight to pause, and they wanted to ask his opponent if he can continue. The opponent pretended not to know English, and therefore this delayed the fight, therefore giving him an unfair advantage, at which point, I don't know who it was, but I think it was one of the organizers, not the organizer, but like the equivalent of Sean Shelby for the UFC for Bellator, went out and got the father, because the father knows English, and they used him to translate. And essentially they were like, yeah, fuck you. They asked him if he could fight. He wasn't responding in any way, and they took it as a retirement, and he gave the win to Bobby King.
Yeah, that sounds fucking crazy. That's some only happens in Bellator shit. You know what I mean? Actually, I just looked it up. Apparently, in his loss in the Bobby King fight, Aviv Gazol, his opponent, apparently he got really fucked up. He tore his ACL and broke his ankle.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's rough, man. That's rough.
I think that's what they were trying to ask him, if he could continue.
Yeah. So fair enough. Looking on down the card, man, I mean, Davion Franklin, split decision win. I thought he clearly won that one. That split was fucking strange to me. They had some weird judging on Bellator this night.
It's Bellator, Josh. It always happens in Bellator.
That's true. Yeah, that was couldn't fucking even, Jesus. Anyway. Yeah, so obviously Adam Piccolotti got a nice win as well. big story to me, obviously, Brendan Ward taking on Brandon Bell. This was always set up for Brendan Ward to get a nice win. Obviously, I talked about his story last week. You know, he had a really fucked up, like, life, I guess. Like, he was obviously an addict. He's been out of the cage for 5 years, man. And he came back, and obviously it was kind of like, you know, it was a layup. The guy was 10-10, you know. He dog walked this man. He beat the piss out of him. Like, he saved up 5 years worth of energy for this fight, dude. Like, it was rough to watch, but regardless, still at the end of the day, shout out Brendan Ward, man. Couldn't be happier for him getting back into the win column. Yeah, man, couldn't be happier for him. This Bellator 275, though, pretty nice card, very good fight. Taking place in the 3 Arena from Dublin, Ireland, Bellator 275 this Friday, the 25th of February. Main event, Gegard Mousasi. I mean, at this point, one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, at least in regards to, you know, middleweight. Dude, he obviously regained the title. He lost it to Rafael Lovato Jr., obviously such a terrible situation with him having to retire due to, I believe, brain issues. He fought his way back. He beat Lima for the vacant title, defended against John Salter, and now he's taking on Mr. Van Zant, and this is his opportunity to kind of, it sounds weird, come out from behind his wife's shadow, kind of, to a degree. He's 11-0, Austin Vanderford is. Great grappler. And just a guy's a fucking gamer, dude. I mean, I was shocked whenever the Contender Series didn't pick him up back in, that was 2018. I was shocked they did not pick him up.
By the way, have you looked at that card? Like that Contender Series card to see who was on that?
No.
There's a lot of names on there. I'll run some down for you real quick. Macy
Okay.
Barber, this other guy whose name I cannot fucking pronounce that I sent you a while back who's like 8-0 now, or I think he might have lost one fight after that. You know the name. I've definitely, and Edmond Shahbazian.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, so they had some names on there. Some people that I'm surprised they didn't pick up, but
Vince Morales is on there too.
Yeah, and Vince Morales, yes, that was.
He lost though, so you know.
Yeah, but still, the couple names there that we've seen around now, and other names they haven't picked up, and look at where he's at now.
Yeah, dude. Overall, Austin Vanderford, it looks like things worked out for him though. Moving to Bellator, and now he's fighting for the world title. Do you think he can pull off the upset on Saturday?
I think he has the skill set to do it. Yes. I am not sure about that yet. I haven't seen. Look, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I haven't seen a lot of Austin Vanderford in my time now that we've been, you know, focusing more on Bellator and all that. But from what I hear, he has a lot of tools that could give Gegard some difficulty. And also, Gegard's getting older, Josh. You know, he's slowed down.
True.
We've seen it. We've seen it in his last fight. I'll put it like this. Do not be surprised if on Friday we see Austin Vanderford hold that title.
That's kind of where I am too. I think, you know, he's 36 years old. But Gegard's about the oldest 36 you can imagine in regards to like his fights.
Oh yeah.
He has 57 MMA fights. He has 13 amateur boxing matches. And he has 8 kickboxing matches. That is insane. Yeah, dude. He's obviously only 36, but fuck, man, that is so much mileage.
I mean, this is gonna be number 58 here, man, and it's it's not gonna get easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. And I mean, look, full credit to him. He's still great. He's obviously still the Bellator middleweight champion, and it was a nice win over John Salter last time out. I think that you kind of have seen he has slowed down, which is fine. I mean, he's getting up there in age. I mean, whenever he lost Rafael Lovato Jr., that was a pretty big upset.
But it happened.
And the Machida fight where he rematched him, I thought he clearly lost that one. He's had some, you know, he's had some lucky draws in his Bellator run. I am not going to pick Austin Vanderford. I'm going to pick Gegard to retain. I think it's going to be fucking close though, man. I think
it's a hesitant pick. I'm with you.
Yeah, I could easily see him pulling out the upset, and I will not be surprised in the slightest if he pulls off the upset win. Because, you know, and it's unfortunate because it's not. I made the joke that like, obviously Mr. Van Zandt, but like Paige Van Zandt, I'm sure they're happy. You know, good for them. But dude, I feel like his career's kind of like taking a hit in regards of being like an actually seen as a competitor, partially because of that. and again, it's neither one of their fault, but like, he's fucking good, man. Like, he's really, really good. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take for him. And I think this is kind of the fight to show that he is that good.
It's a title shot. You gotta do it.
Exactly. So, I mean, I would not be surprised if he wins, but I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take the champ to retain. Co-main events, not the original co-main event. I believe Peter Quilley was supposed to be the original co-main event, but he had to pull out due to injury. So, that's unfortunate. But regardless, we are going to get a fight between top women's featherweight contenders. Leah Mccourt taking on Sinead Kavanaugh. Obviously, Leah Mccourt is kind of being groomed as like a potential future star for Bellator. She's obviously trained by Owen Roddy. She's 29 years old. She's put a nice couple of, I believe all of her fights were in Bellator. Actually, never mind. All but one were in Bellator. All but two. I'm very stupid. All but two were in Bellator. She actually beat Manon Farrow in Cage Warriors. Following that win, she signed Bellator. She's gotten 5 wins in a row in the promotion. You gotta assume with a win here that she's gonna fight for the title. She's taking on Sinead Kavanaugh, who fought Chris Cyborg for the title last time, who put on a 90-second banger against Cyborg, who just...
That's a quick turnaround, dude. 2 months. I'm looking at it right now. 2 months, 1 week, 3 days.
Yeah, that's a quick turnaround for her. And she's 36 now. This feels like a fight that they're kind of setting her up to win. By her, I mean Leah Mccourt. Do you think she gets the job done on Friday? Excuse me.
Hey, by the way, this is a battle of the gyms too. I mean, it's SBG Charlestown versus SBG Ireland, but still SBG associated, by the way.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of SBG fighters being featured on this card. I don't know if you ran through it, dude, but there's a lot of people on it from the SBG gym. I don't know if it's all the Ireland one.
Yeah, that's pretty normal whenever they have these Ireland cards.
Oh, yeah, I know. But still, there's not even like another local gym. And granted, it's like SBG is like the end-all, be-all in Ireland when it comes to MMA gyms for obvious reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like their AKA, right? Could we equate it to that?
Yeah, correct.
Or American Top Team, either one, right? Because those are just like the 2 biggest gyms in the U.S. But yeah, no, it seems like they're kind of trying to set her up here. There's a lot of people though who have a lot of faith in Sinead Kavanaugh though, who don't think that she's gonna get taken down and be controlled on the ground by Leah Mccourt. I'm not necessarily one of those people. I'll give her some credit though. She did get hurt recently. I don't think Leah McCourt's gonna knock her out or anything like that. I think it'll be a decision, if anything. Not a very exciting one, but I got Leah Mccourt.
Yeah, same here. I do have Leah Mccourt pulling out the win here, but it's not going to be easy by any means.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Sinead Kavanaugh, if you look at her Bellator run, it's like she's 7-5 on paper. That's literally true. But if you look at those losses, like split decision loss, Arlene Blenko. Cut loss to Janae Harding. Majority decision loss to Leslie Smith. She got knocked up by Cyborg, but dude, I encourage people to go watch that fight. She took that fight to Cyborg. She rocked her head back right before she got finished, dude. Like she rocked her and then she ran and got caught. It happens. I'm a big fan of Sinead Kavanaugh. Is she gonna be champ? No. Is she fun to watch? Fuck yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take Leah Mccourt. Very hesitantly. I do like Leah Mccourt a lot. I think she's got a lot of great talent, and I hope that she does not get a title shot with this win. She's 29, but dude, I don't want anybody fighting Cyborg. The only fight I've wanted to see for Cyborg was the Kat Zingano one, and that's not going to happen for whatever reason. I've seen a lot of back and forth from both sides. Cyborg saying that Zingano is scared. Zingano saying, I need better drug testing or I need to tune up or whatever, and I'm sure they both have the reasons, but regardless, we're not going to see the fight. Said Cyborg is going to fight. I've heard rumors of Arlene Blenko, which is not interesting. But I think the given is if Leah Mccourt wins this weekend, she's going to get the title shot, which is unfortunate because I think it's way, way, way too soon. But I do think she gets the win. So regardless, looking on down the card, I think this is fuck man, it's a regional based card, which happens.
But there's names, Josh.
There is names. What are some of the names that you're looking to point out?
Well, Josh, there's 2 brothers. Well, not brothers, but 2 siblings. Well, I guess it is brothers of 2 really good fights on this card. Do you know who those 2 brothers are, Josh? Could you name them? Oh, you don't know them?
Oh, wait.
Can you try to name them?
Isn't Zabit's brother fighting?
Yes, and there's one more. Can you think of it? Also Russian. I'll make it easy for you. So
also Russian?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. It's Vladimir Tokov, brother of Anatoly Tokov. Also a really good fucking fighter. So both young talents, I'm sure they're not getting They're kind of set up. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude, he is. You know how I know?
Both of them are. Both of them are.
You know how I know Hassan Magomedov is getting set up? Because I do media stuff. Bellator sends me press releases, and they also send me stuff like this morning was like the Bellator media day. If I wanted to attend, I decided not to. But they sent me out like a specific email, like, "Hey, Hassan Magomedov will also be at media day." Like, sent out a whole separate email. I'm like, "You guys didn't do that shit for Gegard." I'm like, "Damn!" Like, regardless, he's kind of getting set up here, but makes sense.
Both of them are. They're both kind of getting set up, and they're young talents. And he's 21, dude. Like, he's a kid.
Yeah, for sure. He's God. That makes me feel so old. Angel, he's your age.
Like, what the fuck? You're not even. You're about to be 21 here in a few months.
Yeah, but I have a couple more months to where he's older than me, bro.
He's murked 6 dudes, dude. Like, that's scary.
Dude, that's one of those things that kind of fucks me up when you see like these young MMA prodigies. Imagine being like 35 and getting beat up by like a 19-year-old kid. Like,
hasn't happened very often, luckily. Has not.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, it happens though. Like,
Chase Hooper.
Anyways, yeah, man, interesting, fights for them at least. But I gotta shout out my boy, Kirill Selenikov, Baby Fedor. Never lived up to the hype of having Baby Fedor. But regardless, he signed to Bellator, and he's had a nice run since then, at least. He lost his first fight, but he's rebounded, picked up nice 2 knockout wins. He's fighting Gökhan Sarıgam on the prelims. So, we'll see what happens there. But shout out Krill, dude. He's a guy that, like, he was the OG failed prospect. Like, which is a terrible thing to say. But, like, he was. I mean, he was literally, like, he was a former, like, combat sambo champion. Like, I'm not sure if you knew this. Like, he lost in the finals to Alexander Emelianenko. He comes back the next year, wins gold, and then he won the gold the next 2 years. Something crazy before he even started fighting MMA. And then he never lived up to the hype. Like,
that was his downfall.
On the affliction card, I think it was like Fedor's affliction card. I think he might have fought, it was either Arlovsky or Sylvia. I don't remember which one it was. And, like, they made a whole big deal about Baby Fedor being on the prelims, and he got knocked the fuck out by Paul Buentello. So, I may have that incorrect in my head, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah, man. So, shout out Krill, though. He's still 33, still taking it serious. Baby Fedor, 6-time World Combat Sambo champion. So, damn good resume. So, we'll see what happens there. Is there anything else that I'm missing on this card?
You gotta give credit to one of the most confusing, fighters that's been let go of the UFC in the last, I don't even know, Josh, a while. Brett Johns, 17-3 Brett Johns, who was let go of the UFC, who went 2-2, and for some reason the UFC's like, something, we don't need Brett Johns around.
Oh, God. I can't believe I forgot to give Brett Johns some love. Yeah, that was a fucking terrible decision. Dude, that made it still makes no sense to me.
Still doesn't make sense, does it? And then, one more. I'm sorry to cut you off. Jornal Lugo, one of my favorite young prospects. Oh, yeah, young prospects in Bellator, dude. Jornal A1 Lugo. Last time I got a rear naked finish over Keith Lee. I mean, this is, I think this is one of these guys, man, that I've give him some time, let him keep developing. He's gonna be a problem.
Keith Lee, brother of Kevin Lee. Yeah, man, he's a nice prospect. Again, you came to fight this week, man. Shout out you. Jornal Lugo, nice prospect, nice shot by you. Obviously still undefeated. Taking on Brian Moore, who's 14-8, Ireland guy. We'll see what happens there, fighting out of SBG. Dude, I gotta give Brett Johnson love. I gotta do it. I know you mentioned him, I know we went past him, but this is a guy I will never understand the UFC getting rid of. He was a Titan FC champion, he's a former CWFC, Cage Warriors champion. He starts off 3-0. He beats Joe Soto, former title challenger, Joe Soto, by the way. By the way, that dude straight up got released and fell off the face of the earth. Like,
caught him with a calf slicer too. Holy fuck!
And Joe Soto was ranked going into that fight. Like, he had just beaten Rada Yaya. He was on a nice little win streak, bro. And then he just, Yeah, that motherfucker fell off the face of the planet, dude. Shout out Joe Soto. Damn. He's not fought anywhere. He got released in 2018. He's not done anything since then.
Did he retire? Like, did he officially retire? Do we know that for a fact?
No, I can't find. He's posting on Instagram, but like he posted training videos. But it seems like he got into coaching, which good for him.
Good for him. At least he found some sort of route to do still something.
True, that's what at least it appears. I can't really tell. Yeah, dude, I remember having high hopes for him because that TJ Dillashaw fight, you know, he got knocked down, but he showed some nice stuff. You know, he got ranked at one point. Brent Johns beat him, got into the rankings, and then he lost to Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master, current champion, future fucking. Future killer of Piotr the Potato Jan. Lots of Pedro Munoz. And then he got back-to-back wins and they cut him. So, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Yeah, man, I think that's pretty much all there is to touch on this card. Is there any other MMA news or anything else we're missing or anything else we want to talk about before we close out?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else MMA related. I'm looking real quick, but I think we've got it pretty down, man.
All right. Sounds good. That's what I thought.
Wait, we forgot about BKFC.
Oh, God. Well, we didn't preview it last week, but yeah, we'll talk about it, dude.
Hey, we got to talk about it. It was a big deal.
Yeah, Knucklemania, Angel. Knucklemania 2. Yeah, man. Obviously, the main event was Luis Palomino, which is good for him. But, dude, Mike Perry picking up the win for Julian Lane, fight of the year. And then
it was a banger, dude. It was.
Chad Mendes defeating Joshua Fames. Fucking, I don't even know what you call that. Knockout of the year. Dude, give me your thoughts on both those before we close out.
Dude, those were absolute fucking bangers. I am so happy for these two guys. You could tell they got so much love. There was so much attention behind them. And they're still doing it. And for Mike Perry, man, this is a perfect sport for him, right? Like, it really is. And for Chad Mendes, I didn't know how he was going to do, but I mean, he fucking killed it, dude. He fucking killed it. He came in here, did what he had to do. He got a finish too. He got out. I don't think he got hurt bad, or I don't think he got cut up or anything. I wonder if he's going to keep doing this, man. I don't know if this is like a one-off and they offered him decent money. I don't know if he has like a multi-fight deal, but whatever he decides to do, man, I'm fucking for it, man. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here, man. I loved seeing both these guys pick up wins. It made me so happy. Mike Perry finally has a home, you know?
Like, it fits him, doesn't it?
It fits him so much. And as much as Julian Lane, like, this is kind of like a meme matchup, he came to bang, bro. He literally did.
Yeah, he did come to bang.
He could have he got dropped hard in that first round. He could have easily just stayed down. Nah, man, he came back and, you know, he obviously lost pretty cleanly, but like he came back. He rallied.
They'll probably rematch at some point.
Somewhere down the line, yeah. But he rallied, dude. And I believe Mike Perry wants to fight Thiago Alves next for the BKFC world title.
Yeah.
So
okay. Let's see it.
That'll be fun. The bigger story is obviously Chad Mendes, though.
It's right up there. They're both right up there. Let's be honest.
For sure. But I think, at least in my opinion, I reported earlier this week that Chad Mendes still signed with the UFC, by the way.
He has, 3 fights left on the score?
3 fights left on the deal. They allowed him to do this as a one-off. He said he still might come back to MMA, but not for the money he's currently getting. Dude, I'd love to see Chad Mendes fight back, but if he decides to stay in BKFC, holy shit, I'm so down for it, bro. There are some dudes, like, you don't expect to look good in BKFC. Like, there's some that you do. Chad Mendes, on paper, did not look like a smash success for BKFC. Like, I'm sure, like, I expect him to win, but, like, dude, he looked like a fucking, like, as good as he's ever looked. Like, I understand.
He's a fucking killer, dude. He's a
Skin Cream Mendes and all, but, like, holy shit, dude. He looked like a beast. Like, the greatest I've ever seen Chad Mendes. Like, he looked ruthless. Shout out Joshua Fames. He showed so much heart in there. But, dude, that was just, from round one, you saw it, dude. Like, he was fast as fuck, had so much power. And he was like, you know what, yeah. Like, afterwards, he was talking about it. He's like, you know, I thought I did all right, you know. Like, my knuckles are a little bit hurting, but I still got my teeth. I'm doing good, you know. Like, nonchalant about the whole thing after you just murked something. He knocked him down, 3 times, 4 times?
Dude, something like that. He put that boy down.
Put that boy down hard multiple times.
He's seen 3 Chad Mendeses.
He was seeing 3 Chad Mendeses. Yeah, dude. I could not be happier for that kid, dude. That kid, he's like 37, but regardless.
Is he really?
Yeah, man, hell of a fighter.
Chad Mendes 37? Goddamn.
Something like that. 35, 36, 37. Somewhere in that ballpark. dude, that was insane to me, dude. I was not expecting it. I really wasn't. Again, expecting him to win, but this was completely different. Completely different. Yeah, man, as far as BKFC, they're in I don't know if it's like a popular opinion, but they're like they're in a fun place right now, man, where they have like that nice little niche where it's like, they're not exactly like breaking records or anything, but like they're putting on fun fights. They've got their nice crop of guys, and every once in a while they make that big signing like Chad Mendes, that they draw you in with that, and they have nice fights up and down the card. So, yeah, man, shout out BKFC. That was a nice card they had. So, could be happy for them. I hope Chad Mendes comes back to fight, though. Not even just in MMA, in any sort of capacity, dude. Like, he has so much more to give any sort of combat sport, and you saw that last Saturday. Any other thoughts on BKFC or anything else before we close out?
No, not exactly, man. I mean, do you want to? I know we're kind of throwing shit in here last minute. Kell Brook, Amir Khan. I mean, we kind of talked about it in the green room, Josh, our thoughts and kind of in hindsight. But I mean, realistically, it's probably what was going to happen anyways. We just didn't want to admit it to ourselves, you know. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I didn't have too many thoughts about it, and the fact that like, after I picked Amir Khan, I picked it mostly just for the story. I was kind of hoping he was going to win because I've always been a bit of an Amir Khan fan. Like, the dude, for as much as people shit on the guy, the dude had brass balls. Like, he was stepping to fight fucking Canelo, dude. Like, he had so much heart throughout his career. And for as much as people shit on him and make fun of him for, like, his chin, like, he fought Terence Crawford whenever he was past his prime, like, whenever nobody else wanted to. Fought Canelo whenever he had to move up multiple weight classes. And on Saturday, dude, like, you could tell how much this meant to him. Like, he was getting rocked with seemingly every single shot. Like, from round one, I saw you tweeting about it. You were live tweeting, too. I remember watching Amir come out, and he was landing some nice combinations. I'm like, oh, shit. This is going to be a war, dude. Amir was landing some nice shots. He looked fast, looked in great shape, and then near the end of the round, he got rocked, and he could never get his legs back under him. It was really hard to watch, but he stayed up on his feet the whole time. He was not going out of there, dude. They were going to have to kill him to get him out of there. And Kell Brook damn near did it. So, you know, yeah, you know, they still have a rematch clause. I'm not sure if you know this. They have a rematch clause. So,
holy shit.
We might see him do it again, depending on how much, if Amir wants more money. Because he said he might retire, but, you know, money talks. And that fight did really well. I'm curious to see the pay-per-view numbers in the UK. And as for how much they made, but that arena was rocking.
Well, I mean, it was on ESPN Plus though, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but in the UK and on Sky Sports pay-per-view. So I'm intrigued to see how much they're going to make off of that. So yeah, regardless though, dude, it was a fun night. Feel bad for Amir though. That's essentially all my thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, no, same thoughts. Like I said, in hindsight, I was kind of like, why did I pick Amir Khan? But I was like, it was for the story.
It's always for the story. Let's be honest here. We're always in it for the story. I mean, we love good fights, but damn it if we don't love good stories. Yeah, man. I hope, as far as the show goes, I'm pretty sure that's all we got.
Because we're coming back next week with a fucking banger, Josh. It's pay-per-view fucking weekend.
Pay-per-view fucking weekend. Dude, it feels like it crept up on us, dude. It really did.
I told you, dude. I talked to you about it. I was like, it should be real soon. Just you wait and look.
I know. It's almost here. It's almost here. Speaking of BKFC, I literally just saw this. Apparently he's going on the MMA Hour to announce the biggest signing in company history later today.
Holy shit. What could it be? Any thoughts? Call it out.
Call it out? Fuck, man. I don't know.
Dude, who could it be? This is the biggest one. Chad Mendes was pretty big.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's actually a good question. Who is even available right? It's going to be fucking Anderson Silva.
No, God, I hope not, man.
Logan Paul. Jake, no, I was kidding.
Jake Paul, no.
Tyron Woodley, no, I was kidding.
I could see it being Woodley.
I don't know. We'll find out.
God, could you imagine? Woodley has literal arthritis in his hand. Could you fucking imagine?
I don't know, but please, as soon as you get the notification about it, please send me it because I'm actually curious to know who it is now.
I will. Yeah, but regardless, pretty sure.
Actually, this is actually a better question before we close out. Do you think it'll actually be impressive? Or do you think it won't be impressive? Like, do you think it's gonna? I'm trying to.
They're hyping it up a lot. If they're hyping it up this much, I'm assuming it's gonna be a big deal. They may post on all their social medias, and you know, if he's going on an aerial show,
I guess they don't
just let anybody go on there. You know.
Yeah, you make a great point. You make a great fucking point. Okay, because I don't know if it was gonna. I was gonna say, do you think I didn't know how to word it. Do you think he'll disappoint or not disappoint is probably the simpler way to put it. But I guess with you saying that now, he can't disappoint.
That's all. I mean, that's just my thoughts personally. I don't.
No, but it makes sense. Like the way you're explaining to me, it makes sense.
Yeah, true. As far as it goes, I like BKFC, man. I think they're in a good place right now. But let's see what happens because I can't think of any really. It's like the Eagle SC problem. You know what I mean? Like right now there's not too many MMA stars to get. So like they're signing guys like Diego Sanchez. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure who BKFC could get. But then again, they've found a way to get guys like Chad Mendes. They found a way to get people like Paulie Malignaggi. They've thrown a lot of money at people. We'll see what happens. I'm inclined to think it might be like a boxing guy. I don't know who.
I'm thinking that too for some reason. Like
there's just a feeling champ. Yeah. What if it's fucking Mike Tyson?
Dude, Josh, please.
What if it's Mike, bro? They're gonna do Mike versus
I wish we knew this before so we could like look into it, do some research, find rumors, because I really want to know now. What is the MMA hour? Just so you know, we gotta cut this off. Let's cut this out. We'll talk about it afterwards.
We'll talk about it after. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Courtside Soundoff podcast. I'm at Josh Evanoff. He's at _1 at Courtside Sound for all things related to the show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace and fuck grease. Mouse click.